Hey, what's up everybody? My name is Rishraff, and today we're going to be making an exhaust boost system. And today, here we go. Let's go and get inside the vehicle here. We're going to drive a little bit. We're going to press shift. Exhaust turns blue, and we are rolling. And it has a cooldown time, so we can't spam. And press shift again, and we are rolling, and we are boosting it up. So if you guys want to learn how to make this, feel free, tune in to the rest of the video. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is we're going to be making it shift. So how this is going to work is when they press shift or when they attempt to hold down shift, any of the shifts, we are going to send a boost to the current vehicle. So what we're going to do is we're going to need a player script. We're going to go and insert a local script into here. I'm going to go ahead and call this script boost input. You guys can change the name of the script, doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and define that user input service. And we're going to say game get service. And you already know we're going to get that user input service. Not the user service, because that's getting the user. We need to get the user input service. And then we need to get shift keys. I'm going to leave a little comment here. Let's go shift keys. And we're going to say local shift key L equals enum dot keycode dot left shift, and then we're gonna go ahead and get that right shift key. We're gonna say local shift key R. You guys can name these whatever you want as long as you stay consistent. A lot of people don't get it when I say stay consistent. That means whatever you place down, whatever you call something. If I call it A, then I'm going to use the word A. If you guys want to call it B, then you guys have to keep it consistent and use the word B. You can't use A like I did. Now we're going to make a function. Now this is a return type function, is shift key down. And this is going to return a bool. Now you notice that this is not going to auto end. It's all good. We're going to add it ourselves. We're going to tab, we're going to say return user input service is key down. We're going to say shift key L or user input service is key down shift key R. What does this do, Rishraff? This is a return void. Now these are bools. This is if the player is touching the shift key and if it's pressed, or if they're pressing the right shift key. Now we need to handle the user input. So this will always return a false or true. It can't return any text or anything like that. So let me show you what I mean by that. We're going to call this function input. We're going to go ahead and say input game processed. Now the spelling is very important. So lower camel case, go game processed event. Make sure it's spelled exactly. I'm even checking my spelling. And we're going to hit enter. Auto end activated. We're going to say if not is shift key down. Notice how we said not because then that would mean that we're not pressing any keys. So if we're not pressing any keys, we're going to end it. So this just means I'm going to leave a little comment here. We are not pressing any keys. I actually have a Zoom call in 5 minutes, so I'm trying to hurry it up. Just kidding about hurrying it up, but I actually do have a Zoom call in 5 minutes. Make that 4 now. Then after this comment, we're going to keep the indentations consistent. Love that word. And we're going to say game.replicated storage wait for child. Now, we're going to be activating an event right now. So I'm going to go ahead and call this boost. Now, you'll notice it did not autocomplete because we don't have an event in the server storage, or the replicated storage. I apologize for that. So what we're going to do is let's make one. But before, notice how this input function is not being called whatsoever. Is shift key down is being called, but input is not being called. So let's go and call that. So we're going to say input service input began. So when the player is touching anything, we're gonna go and run that. So input began, we're gonna say, your script should look like this. We're gonna go and say, even if I'm touching the H key, the I key, whatever, or the 6 or the 9 key, or even the 420 key, it doesn't matter. It's always gonna check if we're pressing shift, and if we're not pressing shift, it'll return false. But if we are pressing shift, we're gonna go ahead and the game's gonna go to the replicated storage. It's gonna insert a remote event, and we're gonna name that boost, and it's gonna activate that event. Now we have the input ready. So all we have to do, toolbox. Now I'm gonna type in car. I always like to choose the first vehicle that shows up, but I will show you how to configure this for multiple vehicles. I choose a Lamborghini Huracan. In any way, shape, or form, I do not own the rights to this vehicle. I don't even have one in real life. I don't have anything like this. This is a free model, so by Roblox's terms, I am obligated to use this model for practice purposes or demonstration purposes. Just want to clarify that. Damn, I need my old account back. So we got the Lamborghini Huracan. I do apologize for any lag or background noise. Computer's being a little slow today. So I got the Lamborghini Huracan here. And we're going to need a script and a value. So you can look through your vehicle. If all your vehicles are the same, if you're not using free models and you're using what is assigned to you, and you're using what is given to you, all your vehicles should be the same. And like I said in my previous videos, mostly everything that moves in Roblox that you can control is a driver's seat. So in this driver's seat, let's go and insert a script. Awesome. Let's call this a boost script. And underneath, we're going to insert an object value. Object values help us define objects. So I'm going to name this body value. And so if your car is configured right, what you're going to do is you're going to insert actually an exhaust that is in the description below. I already had it copied because I couldn't post it to my profile yet. I don't know why, but at the time of this video release, it'll be ready to go. So in this instance, I'm going to take boost exhaust here. You guys can use your own exhaust. There's no scripts in here, so you guys can use your own. I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. I'm going to stick it out so that way you guys can actually see. So this is not like actually how I would do it, but this is how you guys can see. There's that particle renderer right there, particle emitter. There you go. Notice how it's white. White-ish, grayish, whatever you guys. I'm kind of colorblind, no cap. So in this boost script, what we're going to do is we're going to actually, let's go ahead and define make sure that boost exhaust is a child of body. It has to be part of the body, where the frame of your vehicle is, where everything, the doors and everything are. So boost exhaust, right? Okay. So in that object value, in the body value, set the value. When you click it, it's going to give you a little picker. Set this to the body model right here. You see what I did right there? Now we have the body. So now we can define a variable. We're going to say local is boosting equals false. I put the semicolons because I code in C#. Semicolons totally not necessary. We're going to say local body equals script dot body value dot value. You wouldn't put capital B body. You would just say value. It'll do everything for you. You just have to say dot value. We're going to say local exhaust. Not really sure how you spell it. I think it's like that. Equals body. And we're going to say dot boost exhaust. Should autocomplete. If it does not autocomplete, you did something wrong. So go ahead and rewind the video and check that out. I'm going to say dot smoke dot emitter. Dot particle emitter. Okay. And make sure everything checks out. We have the smoke here and along with the particle emitter. Awesome. And we're going to go ahead and add a little weight here because you're not going to spawn in your vehicle most of the times. So we're going to add a little cooldown first. Now, this is the stuff you want to configure. So don't touch any of the top, unless you're coding it, obviously, then you're obviously going to have to touch the top. But what we're going to do is we're going to say cooldown time. So cooldown time is going to be how long the exhaust lasts. You guys can name this whatever you want. But I'm going to make my boost last for, let's just say, I'd say about 2 seconds. You guys can name it 10, whatever. Okay, so this is the cooldown time. And then what you're going to want to do is say boost torque. This is how fast you want your car to go. Now, this is very important. You may say, oh, I want my car to go forward, so I'm going to make it positive. You have to make it negative in this case. It's just the way Roblox is set up and the way your car is set up. But when I was experimenting with it, I tried positive number for boost torque, and it just made my car go backwards. So this you're going to have to play around with. If you message me on Discord saying, oh, my car's going backwards, I'm going to tell you go right to this part of the video. So you might have to make it positive. You might have to make it negative. It's up to you. You just have to see what works for you. So we're going to skip a line. I'm going to say function boost. Let's make a boost function now. I don't know why the auto completion is not working today. So when we start this boost, we're going to say is boost if is boosting equal false. Remember, you have to have the 2 equal signs here. I'm going to say script.parent.occupant. If you don't see occupant, that means that your script is not a child of the seat. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, rewind the video and check that out. As you can see, boost script is a child of my seat here. I'm going to say end. An end. Awesome. So we have 2 ends already. So if we're not boosting currently, then why don't we just say is boosting equals true. So this is how you can check for sanity checks. I got a request for sanity checks. This is a little thing how you can check for sanity checks. Just use bool values to see if it's clicked or not. So we're going to say local color 1 equals color 3 dot new. I'm going to say 0. Sorry guys, I've been so slumped with finals. Like, you guys have no idea right now. Like, online finals, literally, we have 4 hours to do a final online. You're probably wondering like, oh, it's easy, just Google everything. They give you so many questions where you don't have time to finish the final. But even if I did try and Google everything, oh, make sure this is color 2, by the way. Check my spelling, by the way. But they give you like so much work for the final, and each question is timed. Yeah. Exhaust.color equals color sequence. Make sure it's color sequence. Color 1. Then color 2. I actually had to learn about color sequences for this video. We're going to say local current torque. I'm going to leave that indentation there so you can see. So this first part is for the boosting, and this is for the color. So this part is color. So my indentations are off. I think I need to do a studio update. Not really sure why that's happening. So we're going to say the local current torque. This is the torque before we boost. Before. And this is exactly, I'll show you exactly why we get this. So we're going to say script.parent.torque. If torque does not show up, it's not a parent of a seat, of the driver's seat. Make sure it's the driver's seat. Make sure it's not the passenger. Because you don't want the passenger boosting the driver and they're like, hey, what the heck's going on, man? Then we're going to say script.parent.torque equals boost torque. So we're changing the exhaust color to blue. Here you might want to Google color 3 values right here if you want it like red or a certain amount of time. We can go over time. That's a whole bunch of mathematics, so we're not going to be doing that. And then we're going to go script.parent.throttle. Because if the throttle is at 0, then we're not going anywhere. Make sure this is a positive number. Then we're going to go ahead and wait. I'm going to make this an indentation. We're going to wait your boost cooldown time right there. So now our boosting, we're currently boosting before this. Then after we wait the boost time, we're going to go ahead and do local. Actually, I'm going to indent this back so you guys can see. So second color 1. I just named it second color 1. You guys can do whatever you want with that information. Color 3. New. I'm actually on my Zoom call right now, believe it or not. I just have the disconnect from internet audio on. Say 255, 255, 255. I'm actually going to copy this because you guessed it. We're going to have local second color 2 equals white. Boom. So this is just going to make it white, the normal color that we had before. You guys can do sequence equals the current exhaust color and then just change it back like we're about to do with current torque. But you guys can check that out with whatever you guys want. Now that we've changed the color back, we're going to actually change it back here. We're going to say exhaust.color, capital C there. Make sure you get that on point. Color sequence. Make sure you do the second color 1, comma, second color 2. Now we're going to change, and this is all after we're done boosting. So I'm going to leave a little comment. We are done boosting. Now we're just going to set everything back to the way it was. And what we're going to do is we're going to say is boosting equals false. Sorry about the indentations. No idea what's going on with that today. And then we're going to say, last but not least, we're going to say script.parent.torque equals current torque. Now, if you guys are intermediate scripters, I don't expect you guys to be like, we can make this. I can make this. If I can't make something like Rishraff did, then I must not be a good scripter. I must not know what I'm doing. I should stop script. Nah. Nope. This actually took a lot of research and time for me to make. You guys have a lot of projects going on. And one thing I forgot to mention, before we go and test this, we need to call this function. Because a lot of you right now are just, okay, let's head in there. But nothing's calling this. So we need to connect the shift input to the boost function. So we're going to say, wait for child boost. I'm going to say on. Thinking of making a Discord feedback UI pretty soon. Let's say boost. Make sure your code is exactly how it is. Make sure it auto completes. And before you guys actually test it, make sure you guys in the color sequence .new. I literally forgot to type that. What are you doing, Rishraff? Like, what are you doing with your life, bro? Alright, make sure your code looks like mine. Script will be in the description, probably as a model. I might just leave the place link so you guys can have the boost exhaust as well. And so you can drive around this Lambo. But now we're going to go ahead and set this to what we need to set it. And we're going to go and hit the gas. And the boost, actually. So now that we're in the vehicle, we use script.parent.occupant to check if there's a player in the vehicle. Connected everything. We set a color, so now we're going to drive a little bit. We're going to press shift. Our exhaust turns blue or purple or whatever. Then it goes back to the way it was. And then it goes back to white. So let's go and try this again. We're going to go ahead and go a little bit. I'll press right shift. Press shift, cool down time, and the vehicle goes back to how it was plus boosted. So that's why we set the current torque, because the way you guys might code it thinking, if we set it back, then it would just go back to the exact same speed it was. No, notice how I'm going to start off at like 5 SPS, and I'm going to press shift, or now I'm at 11, now I'm going to press shift. Now we go up, we recline back down into RPMs, and we're at 70. So this is perfect for you guys' game if you guys want to add a boost function in there. And yes, that will increase your speed. If you guys do want to make the vehicle go back to its original, I don't know why you guys would want to do that, but if you guys would, you guys are making unique games. So if you guys want the boost to be temporary and go back to its regular SPS, then you just have to make another current torque and just make it go back to its original speed and set the max speed to what its original speed was and stuff like that. But you guys can play around with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome day. Leave a video comment in the description below. I got finals next week and a little bit this week, project presentation. I don't know why. I actually do know why, because school hates us. I'm just kidding. But yeah. Peace.
Listen.